Mornings, they move fast. There's emails and kids and coffee and chaos. And in the middle of it all, there's that quiet desire rising in your heart. Oh, I want to start my day with God, but how? Maybe the devotional feels too long. Maybe the silence is just unreachable. Maybe the routines just don't stick. Here's the truth. You don't need to have the perfect setup or a peaceful hour. What you need is a faith-rich rhythm that fits you, the way God uniquely designed you to connect with Him. So, what I want to talk about today is I'm going to walk you through 5 powerful ways to really start your day with God, plus how to choose the one that aligns with your spiritual wiring so that it becomes natural, not forced. Hey there, wise woman. This is DeneenTB, your faith and business growth strategist, and welcome to this episode of the Truth and Business Show. My job is to help you, the God-centered business and or professional Christian woman, to grow your faith so that it fuels your work life and keeps you on mission for God. And I am so happy that you're watching. So let's get into this discussion today. First of all, we need to look at why does this even matter? Because really, the way that you begin your day, sets the tone for everything that follows. Your focus, your mindset, that emotional bandwidth, and even your spiritual sensitivity are all influenced by what you give your attention to first. And when you choose to start your day with God, even if it's 5 intentional minutes, you're not just checking off some spiritual task that you need to do. What you're doing is you're actively inviting God, His presence, to shape your thinking, to calm your spirit, to lead your steps for that day. But there is a catch, or should I say, here is a clue for you. How you connect to God matters just as much as when you connect to God. And so if you're like me, most of us have been taught one specific approach to our faith routines, like, the early morning devotions, or having extended quiet times, or going to structured Bible studies. And while those can be very helpful, I'm not saying that they aren't, they don't fit every woman's wiring or the lifestyle that you have, or even the season of life that you're in. That's where the faith shape comes in. The faith shape is a simple framework that I've created that helps you discover how God has uniquely designed you to grow spiritually. And it's all built on what Jesus said in Mark chapter 12, verse 30, when He said to love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind and with all of your strength. Each of us, each woman, leads with one of these 4 areas. If you consider yourself a heart-led woman, then probably you connect deeply through emotion and music and relationships and compassion. If you're more of a soul-led woman, you're drawn to beauty and stillness and spiritual insight. You crave space for reflection and creativity. If you're more of a mind-led woman, then you thrive through learning and studying and that structured thinking. You love to dig deep into scripture and theology. And if you're a strength-led woman, you experience God best through action, through your movement, through hands-on service. You often feel the closest to God when you're doing something purposeful. When you know your faith shape, you can build your routines from that, and they become more natural instead of forced. That's the difference between a rhythm that fades and one that fuels your faith for the long haul. That word perseverance from the Bible. So if you're not sure about what your faith shape is, I've got a faith shape quiz. It'll help you discover how God has uniquely designed you to connect with Him through your heart, soul, mind, or strength. Just takes a few minutes and you'll have the clarity to know what actually works for you and why certain routines have gotten you stuck in the past. So now that you know the power of aligning your routine with your faith shape, and maybe even took the quiz already, that's down in the description, by the way, if you want to go take it, but you could take it after, don't have to go right now. But now let's look at 5 faith-filled ways to start your day with God. Each of these can be adapted to fit your unique wiring. So your mornings, well, they feel less of a burden and they feel almost like a sacred reset each and every day. Okay, so number 1, the 1 verse morning reset. Now, I would say that this is probably the best for mind-led women. It just takes 3 to 5 minutes. Exactly. If you thrive on clarity and reflection, this is going to be the one that's probably going to be good for you. But I think it can apply to anyone. You just choose 1 verse. Now, that can be from a reading plan that you already have. It could be from a Bible app on your phone, or even you writing it down on a sticky note. Read it slowly. Ask yourself some questions. What does this say about who God is? What does this mean for me today? And then say a short prayer in response. Again, these are those few minutes when you first wake up, when you first get up, so we can plug these in for you. This can help you to just anchor your thoughts in truth without the pressure of a deep dive or a long devotional or anything like that. You're just reading and receiving. Okay? There's one idea. Number 2, worship while you get ready. I think this would be best for if you feel like you're a heart-led woman. You can do this while you're taking a shower, while you're getting dressed, while you're making breakfast, drinking your coffee. Start your playlist as soon as your feet hit that floor. Choose 2 or 3 songs to really give you a focus on who God is. Not just what he does for you, but who he is, his attributes. As the music plays, you can praise him out loud or silently in your head. You can declare his goodness over your day. Pray, Lord, I'm expecting for you to be with me today. You can just let the lyrics realign your heart. This is a powerful way to focus on God without adding any extra time to your schedule, putting it inside of things that you already do. Okay, number 3, a prayer walk to almost like a power boost for the day, right? So I think this would be best for a strength-led woman. You probably need a little extra time with this, but if you already walk every day, this is your perfect time, that 10 or 15 minutes. If you walk longer, then you have longer time. So if you connect best with God when you're moving, then take a short walk. Even if it's just around your house, around your block, or if you're in an office, up and down the stairs, whatever it is, use this time to do a few things. Thank God for his presence in your day, in your life, in the moments that you are even doing the walk. Lift up your plans and the people. If you know what appointments you have for the day, lift those up to God. Pray for the people on your team. Pray for your clients. Pray for loved ones. Do this while walking. It's kind of like where this faith meets function kind of thing, right? That's the kind of moment that it is. And it helps you to carry God into your workday, literally step by step. Okay? Okay, number 4. Soulful stillness. Of course, this would be for a soul-led woman. 5 to 10 minutes. Again, we're making this where you can fit it in first thing, the best, so that it sets the tone for your day. Choose one. You don't have to do all of them, okay? Especially for soul-led women, because silence and beauty really help us feel God's presence. And this might be your favorite as well. So maybe for you, it's to wake up and light a candle and sit in a peaceful spot. maybe sipping that coffee. Read just one psalm or just one devotional type of thought about a specific topic. And then use your journal to write down anything that you sense from God of what you are learning, of what you are thinking. Now, it's not about analyzing it. So don't analyze it. Just be with him and see what impressions that you're getting. Let the peace meet you before that day begins, because we all know how busy the day can be, right? Okay, number 5. It's called the 4P list, a grounding start. Now, this could be for any of our leadings, whether you feel you're a heart, soul, mind, or strength. This is, I think, an activity that could be for anyone. Again, a few minutes is needed, 7 to 10 minutes, right? Then this is kind of a list that will give structure and soul. So it's kind of pulling all of it together, right? Again, this is using your journal, and you can write down a praise, which would be one thing that you're thankful to God for. People, just one person that you can pray for today. Priorities, your top 1 or 2 things that actually matter today that you need to do. And peace, a verse or truth that you can carry in your heart, or maybe you want to write it down on a sticky note and carry it physically with you. So those are the 4 things that you make a list for. And I think everyone can do this part: a praise, a person, priorities, and peace for the day. This really helps, I see, to focus your mind, to invite God into your relationships, and to ground your entire day in purpose, so that he's always at the forefront of your mind, whether you're walking into a meeting, at a networking event, sitting in your office, at home, wherever you are. So what happens when you start your day with God like this, choosing one of these things? Something really powerful shifts when your morning begins with this kind of an intention, not an obligation of, oh, I've got to open my Bible, I've got to do this, I've got to do that. But when you invite God in, not out of guilt, but out of desire, when your routine is aligned with your spiritual design, when you're really looking at the unique way that God has created you to connect with him, what happens is, the first thing is that this time becomes more life-giving, not draining to you. So instead of feeling like, oh, this is another task I have to do on my to-do list today, your time with God becomes a source of your energy, of your clarity, of the joy. It fills you up, doesn't wear you out. That's what I love about doing it in your way. It also becomes sustainable. You can do these small things, not stressful for, I missed it again, right? No longer you're going to have to wrestle with complicated routines that just don't fit your life, fit the season that you're in. Your practice becomes part of you. It fits who you are. So it's something that you want to do every day. You get up saying, I get to do this today. And that is day after day, so energizing, so sustainable, right? It also becomes consistent. It's not going to be forced when you do it this way. Faith becomes that rhythm up and down of your day instead of the pressure to perform. You're going to build trust with yourself and with God. With these small steps, they add to such a meaningful transformation. We don't have to do go, 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 big, big, big. We have to do consistently small, small steps. That's what's most important, and in the way that we best connect to God. So I want you to stop striving to do it, quote, right? Not the I should do this, but the I get to do this. And stop comparing your faith walk to somebody else's. Instead, what I want you to do is I want you to abide in him. I want you to rest in his presence. And I want you to respond to his promptings with peace, with purpose. And even just those few intentional moments each and every morning can become like sacred ground, a place where your spirit is realigned and your mind renewed, and you're going into your day with a totally different attitude. You begin by carrying God's presence into your day that goes with you throughout the rest of your day, goes into your conversations that you're having, your decisions that you're making when you're doing your work, to your business meetings, even into your parenting, your creativity, your calling. And over time, something really beautiful happens. You are so filled up with God that you start to notice him in everyday moments, not just in your quiet time, but in the cup of coffee that you're having, in the client call that you're having, in your calendar, on your commute. Because starting your day with God doesn't just change your mornings, it changes you. So, do you need some help finding your routine? What's right for you? What is the rhythm that you need to be into? If you've ever struggled to stay consistent in your faith life, if you've ever wondered why certain routines don't work for you after a while, just like they're working for everyone else, if you're craving something deeper, more meaningful, that's more, well, you don't need willpower to do something. You need a better fit. God didn't design you to follow a copy-paste plan. He designed you in a unique way to connect with him. We've been talking about that already. When you discover that design, everything begins to click in place and you can create that rhythm. I've already talked about the faith-shaped quiz. You can discover your leading heart, soul, mind, or strength, so you can stop forcing what doesn't work and really start building those rhythms. You'll see that down in the description. I've also got a new challenge for you. It's a personal challenge. You can start at any time. It's called the 5-Day Sacred Reset Challenge. You're going to get a step-by-step guidance to really create that morning routine that aligns with your design, with your schedule, with your calling. We've talked about 5 things here, but that's going to give you some actual other things that you can try, creating your own sacred reset. It is a challenge at any time. If you want to get that, you'll see that link in the description as well. And of course, I have a free training about how to create your own personalized faith plan, growing your faith without guilt or overwhelm or feeling like you need to start over. Your spiritual life can finally feel like it fits. So I've put that down in the description as well, and you can watch that at any time. Of course, you can always talk to me as well, because I want to help you. Let's build a faith routine that really works for you and that actually lasts. No more high mountaintop moments and low valley moments. Let's create something that works all the time. God isn't looking for the perfect mornings. He's not measuring how many chapters that you read every morning when you wake up. He's inviting you into his presence, a moment of pause, a breath to reconnect, a rhythm that brings all those scattered thoughts, your full schedule, your weary heart into alignment with his love. Even just 5 intentional minutes with God can make the difference, can become the difference between a day that feels rushed and reactive to a day that feels rooted in peace, purpose, grace. And when those 5 minutes totally reflect the way that you were designed to connect with him, that's when the real transformation begins. So I'd love to hear from you. Which of these 5 routines that I went over today do you feel the most drawn to try this week? Would love to know in the comments. So if you connect through worship, prayer walks, journaling, stillness, scripture, let me know. Or do you already have a faith rhythm that's working for you right now? Let me know too about that. Share any thoughts you want in the comments below, because you know what? Your story might actually encourage someone else who's trying to figure out what this faith life looks like in their busy season too. Let's start the conversation in the comments. That helps us grow one morning at a time. This is DeneenTB. Have a great rest of your day. And as always, be filled to overflowing.